Welcome back to my 100% playthrough of Heartland for Doom 2 on the ultra-advanced difficulty played through the Eternity engine. We are doing all levels with a pistol start, and this is map 5, Titan of Industry. Let's begin. Alright, so immediately at the start we get a submachine gun. We are going to use it to kill this shotgunner right here and grab the green armor. And also kill this rocketeer and make our way onto this platform so we can get the secret with a mega pack. Nice. Now we can use the submachine gun to mow down the rest of these enemies. Especially the hit scanners though, and maybe some of the imps. Provided the submachine gun is actually capable of aiming. Same isn't really all that perfect. But it still works. Now you want to prioritize your submachine gun fire on the lower tier enemies as opposed to enemies like the MAP05 and the Arachnotrons and even the Remnants to an extent. You can even kill the chain gunners with it though, and of course the rocket men. You'll see plenty of enemies here. What you want to try to do with them is try to get them to infight with each other, at least the mid-tier enemies. Check around every nook and cranny too, just to make sure that there aren't any hiding enemies like that imp there. And hey, while you're at it, get rid of the Kless clones. Well, I think there's only one here, one or two. While you're around here, you can grab the super shotgun, which is quite handy for situations like this. At least to get rid of the mid-tier enemies. The tanky ones. Usually, at the very least. But we've gotten rid of just about all of them. So let's go in here and shoot these fish in the barrel. And also check out this area with this fellow. And that's almost all the enemies here. Almost. There's likely a few stragglers running around here and there, and some probably haven't even woken up like this guy. Yeah, get out of here. Alright, with that, hopefully all the enemies in this area have been eliminated. There's probably a few other active sounds you probably hear, some projectiles, but those are enemies on higher levels. We'll deal with them later. For now, though, we're gonna go into this room. Let's snipe this fellow and grab a rocket launcher right here. We're not gonna use it just yet. Instead, we're probably gonna switch to the submachine gun to kill these two zombie men as we press the switch and grab the second pistol. We're not gonna use that either. Instead, we're gonna use the rocket launcher on the Arachnotrons. And get a look at that moving object. The reason why it moves is not just to show off the technology of the Eternity engine, no siree. We're actually going to use it as a way to get across to here. Now in this area you'll see lots of enemies, including but not limited to the two main types of hit scanners. There's also a rocketeer here, and of course there's a few imps scattered here and there as well. But once you make your way into this area, you should be able to kill all the enemies in it, and also get yourself a fire axe. But when you press the switch, you want to break out the rocket launcher, and what I like to do is I like to kill the pinkies first, then turn around and kill the kamikazes. Now there's probably a few stray pinkies around, but I like to kill the pinkies first because they're really good at blocking your movement, and when you don't really have any movement against enemies like kamikazes, you can easily get screwed over quite quickly in situations like this. But now we've killed all the enemies in this room, we can press the switch and then head on back into this part right here and press the switch to move the bridges closer to us. That's it. get away from these imps and their fireballs for a second. And now let's cross the bridge. Let's go. Let's kill this last one with the fire axe. Hell yeah. Alright, for this area, we're gonna break out the submachine gun. Kill the two fellows right there. And make our way across this bridge. Now you want to watch out for this area because there's a zombie man on the lift and there's also a shotgun guy that's just waiting for you out on the top. But you get a mega pack and some orange armor if you happen to need that. And you'll definitely need the mega pack though, because when you flip the switch, you want to try firing a few shots in advance to kill some enemies here. Because as you can see, there are plenty of these rocketeers and chain gunners that spawn in after you've killed them. And as you can see, the rocketeers still do a buttload of damage. Really annoying. Well, on the bright side, once you finish crossing into this area, you can kill this Hell Knight. You'll actually have cover now. And we can also kill these guys too. Hopefully. Maybe not. Sometimes they're expert dodgers. You can try sniping them too. At least this Hell Knight. I'm not a big fan of him. And I don't really want to go out because there's still the zombies out there. Especially these kinds. Screw them in particular. Anyways, let's wake up some more enemies. But not go too far into this room because there's one enemy in particular that I don't want to wake up until all these other guys are dead. You can probably guess who he is. That's right, it's the Rabbit, it's the Archvile. Yes, I did misspeak on purpose, because I always used to screw up the Revenant with the Archvile. Because they're both tall boys. Now we've gotten rid of the tall boys, we can get some armor bonuses right here. At least that's what I'm gonna do, because I'll most definitely need them for this next encounter. Now you can fire down here, or at least try to. No promises that you'll actually kill the enemies with this method, but I like to get some of them out of the way at the very least, because when we go down here and try to kill these guys, you want to get rid of the Mancubi the instant you come down here. And there's even more, too. And without armor, they're quite a pain in the ass, literally. They will burn your ass rather quickly, as they did to me. Ow. Alright, before these imps come any closer, we're just gonna rocket them down. They give you plenty of rockets in this area for a specific reason. But you can also kill the enemies with more hit-scanny weapons if you want. But where's the fun in that? Let's ship some more imps, just to hear that juicy noise and watch all those chunks fly. Probably not for these guys, though. Anyways, there are some remnants in this room. Let's get rid of them. Let's get this out of the way, too. Stupid Seekers. Alright, now we've gotten rid of all the enemies here, this next encounter will be pretty damn scary, so let's press the switch now. Blow up this side in particular, then this side. And now let's go through here and get rid of all the Pinkies and the Mancubus. And the Revenant too. Screw you, buddy, and your Seekers. And our reward is green armor. Ooh boy, that's a scary encounter, isn't it? Mostly due to the sheer quantity of kamikazes coming from both sides. And the fact that there are also Mankibai and Arachnotrons also trying to screw you over. It's very evil, but I kind of like it. Anyways, here's a flying spaghetti monster. And some more enemies, including the bootleg Klesk. If you go through this area, you'll likely be in a similar spot. You'll still see some guys like the flying spaghetti monsters and bootleg Klesk, among some other foes that we're all too familiar with at this point. Well, we can just go around and go to the other sides as well. Just so we don't have to deal with them directly, we can just mess with these guys before they even have a chance to properly attack. I'll use a super shotgun on the bootleg Klesk. And grab this. So we now have 2 submachine guns, thank goodness. I'm sure didn't need 2 of these. But sometimes the bootleg Klesk projectiles, their little grenades that they spawn when they die, can kill some low tier enemies for you. Which is always welcome by me at least. But most of the time they're just an inconvenience. Whatever, let's get rid of this Arachnotron. Might need 3 rockets for the asshole, huh? Yeah, sure, buddy. Stupid baby spiders. As you can hear from all the moving sounds upstairs, there's plenty of industry going on. Yeah, see that crusher thing? Lots of industry. Anyways, let's flip the switch and wake up all the friends. And don't fire too willy-nilly because there are specters here. And their purpose is to get yourself blown up whenever you try running right into the pain elementals' faces in order to stop them from spawning those stupid lost souls. Very ingenious. I have to commend the creativity of that, especially in a dark place like this. But we got the dual submachine guns. If I'm not mistaken, these are clobs, right? We're gonna clobber all these enemies to death. My sole experience of these submachine guns comes from GoldenEye 64, of course. But whatever. Let's continue on now. Grab some more ammo while we're here. And now, we can head into this part. We're still gonna clobber these guys though. And go through the hazard course eventually. But the hazard course, as I like to call it, requires a bit of patience. So don't get too caught up in the carrying sectors and you should be good to go. Alright, see that dark spot? This is where you want to hang out. Yeah, just follow the dark spots and you should be able to go right into here to get the mega pack. Now instead of going back through the crushers, I'm gonna go up the lift again to go into another area because there's some more things to this whole endeavor. Yeah, so we're gonna go through the hazard course one more time. These patterns have pretty easy tells. They aren't too scary, as long as you don't get crushed like that. Okay, so they are really scary. And I kind of just wasted all the potential. Happens to the best of us, I suppose. Whatever. This encounter doesn't really require too much health, but it does require you to move around a bit if you want to survive. There's a Psy Bruiser here, and, you know, the Mankybai are still around. Let's just avoid the Psy Bruiser in particular, because he's a pretty nasty fellow. Doesn't do well at parties, you know. But now that we've gotten rid of all these guys, we can hopefully forget the trauma of being ever so slightly misplaced in a Crusher zone. Cool boy. Emphasis on try to forget. Anyways, let's flip the switch. And now this area is open once again. And also, so is this area. But oh no, it's an Archvile. And he's hissing at us. And he's pissing his pants. Pathetic. But we're pretty pathetic ourselves with our lack of movement. But here's another Archvile. He too is pretty good at peeing himself. Let's get rid of him. Alright, that works. And there's plenty of ammo to go around. Good. Sort of. Guess we need some more. There's plenty to go around right here. And even some medikits. So let's get rid of the flying spaghetti monsters who decide to follow us here. And also get rid of the rest of the low tier enemies with the submachine gun. And look, there's yet another Archvile. Boy, am I glad I stun-locked him twice with the super shotgun. What I'm not glad about is the fact that, I shot the Spectre completely. And, he survived. Maybe I didn't shoot him completely. Whatever. He's dead now, that's all that matters. So let's finally, let's finally grab the right key card. So this guy survived, but not these two. Lock map nonsense? Probably. Let's get rid of this nonsense as well. So I'm getting quite tired of these guys in their games. Alright, our next step in finishing this level requires me to remember where the red door was. I could check the auto map, but I'll warn you, there is no layering. Oh wait, I remember now. I got so caught up in all of these other moments that I forgot that the red door is right here. My bad. But at least we can finally go up and try to cure these guys of their existence. Like, finally. There's some armor bonuses here for you. And at last, we can go up here to kill all these guys. So let's do just that. What was that? More block map nonsense? Probably. Whatever, let's kill these guys now. There's lots of enemies out here, and I'm going to use the basic shotgun for the lower tier enemies, except for this guy. This guy's in a lower tier enemy. This guy is, though. This guy most certainly isn't a lower tier enemy. I would not use the word low to describe him whatsoever. Or any similar word. Except low in intelligence. These guys are being extra tanky today. Either that, or I'm very unlucky with block maps, or the Eternity engine is being a little quirky here and there, due to all the room over room stuff. Could be, but probably not. It's probably just weird block map stuff. Anyways, let's continue up into this area, where we will meet some friends, like the Hell Knight. Yeah, boy, come here. Some other guys here too. And I'm gonna break out the rocket launcher for some of them. And the dual submachine guns as well, because why not? Over here, gonna rocket this boy. Thankfully, he went down rather quickly. But as for these guys, let's go into here and gun them all down with the dual submachine guns, especially that Revenant. Feels so good to stun lock them like that. So satisfying. But as for these areas, this one's just another way back. I think. Yeah. Well, this one has a spooky skeleton. Ooh. But it also leads to the blue key, which we'll grab eventually. It'll take a while to get it, though. As for this part, plenty of hit scanners here. But at the same time, not really. Either way, they're all low tier enemies that you can kill with the submachine guns if you want, or use the shotgun, or even the super shotgun. As for this guy, though, let's destroy him. Okay, for this part, we're just gonna gun down these guys with the shotgun. And progress rather regularly. But let's just double check, because I know this part can be pretty scary sometimes. Okay, so we don't have much armor or health, but let's just go. Okay, thank goodness. That Archvile was killed in 4 rockets. Good. Very good. Because that's what makes this encounter pretty scary, that Archvile, and the fact that you don't have too much cover to move in. But now we can just chill a little bit. Or we could just use this torch secret to go into this area. You know, kill all these dudes. Ain't no time to chill in a level pack like this. No siree, we gotta go into the secret area to get this secret supercharge. Alright, so now we can probably chill a little bit until we flip this switch. But if you look around, you'll see quite an ominous thing. Lots of flames here, and also a flamethrower. And if you listen, you'll hear enemies teleport in. Well, let's get out of here, because I don't want to burn myself due to all these enemies just running around like crazy. Speaking of enemies running around like crazy, you'll hear kamikazes. So let's finally burn all these guys to the ground. In righteous fire, I suppose. Yeah, the flamethrower is really good at kinda emulating a damage over time effect, but the only problem is you can't really go into where the flames are, Because they'll burn you too. I mean, that makes sense, right? You don't want to go into the flames, do you? Just like you don't want to get blown up by your own rockets. Alright, so that's just about all the enemies here. But just to make sure we're prepped for future encounters, we're just going to grab the rest of the stuff. And now, let's flip the switch and get ready for some more spookiness. Okay, so there isn't spookiness immediately after flipping the switch, but it'll come. Just be patient, silly. Anyways, there's orange armor over here too, but we don't need that. We do need to go back through here though, because this is what opened up from flipping the switch. We can double check around these parts, but all this area is pretty much cleared out. Usually there aren't any stragglers around there, but there are these guys. So let's just bring them out and shotgun them. A little bit of that back and forth, of course. Let's kill this imp too, before we even think about entering that room. Now, when we actually enter the room, turn around, you'll see a lot of enemies, including Pain Elemental and the bootleg Kless. And of course, the chain gunner's here to spoil your fun. Evil bastard. Whatever. We can now go up here now. I said now twice, but that's fine, because we can now kill these imps now. And flip the switch to finally lower the blue keycard. At last, we can go grab it. Wow. And surely there are no twists to it. There actually aren't. But when we go into here, we'll be able to cross into this part. And there's a fellow there, some more fellows around here, and even more friends from afar. Let's get rid of them before they even have the opportunity to even think about stinking our playthrough up with their stinkiness. Of course I missed these guys. And for some reason they're not taking any real damage from the rockets, which is quite strange because I'm pretty sure I saw one of these guys blow themselves up in map 2. Maybe that was one of my practice runs, but still, I saw it. Whatever, man. Things aren't quite as they seem, I guess. But let's just go through here and burn all these guys. And these things too, please. Burn everything. Yes, everything must burn. Especially this archvile. Yeah, the flamethrower is really good on him, as I probably mentioned in the prior video when we actually used the flamethrower against the archvile. Because it's really good to fight fire with fire. Yeah, I actually did mention that because in map 4 we fought the archvile with the flamethrower and it stun locked him pretty good, so he wouldn't zap us. So we were able to stay out in the open, away from the chain gunners in that one room. Unit 1, probably. Anyways, let's just go up this lift. And up this lift is an opportunity for salvation, because we're just going to drop down into here and flip this switch. And now we can get the third secret. It's another supercharge. Which I'm not complaining about whatsoever. But I do kind of wish I still had some armor. Oh well, beggars can't be choosers. You don't necessarily need armor, but it really, really helps, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Well, we don't necessarily need to worry about armor because I just remember this place gives you a soul sphere and mega armor right at the start, and lots of ammo. You know what that means, right? That means whenever you flip the switch, all hell starts breaking loose. Let's get rid of the pinkies first. Please get rid of the pinkies first. And, you know, not run right into Cybruiser projectiles. That would be quite ideal. Watch out for the Spectres, too, because they will really want to ruin your day with their flocking of rockets. Speaking of rockets, you also want to get rid of the Cybruisers, the not quite bitch boys. And if you're lucky, you might get some enemies to infight. Let's see who wins that fight, I guess. Alright. Let's see how much fire can deal to these guys. And these guys too. And you. Alright, that works. So we can actually grab the supercharge now. Good. Very good. Could have gone a lot worse. But I probably should have used that flamethrower a bit more, to be quite honest. Oh well. Let's turn around and kill these guys, and also go into here and kill these guys. Just a couple low-tier enemies. But whenever we're done with that, that's when the bigger fish start to come out. Start to emerge from their school. Bastards. Get stun locked. Get grub hugged. Okay, so there's orange armor right there, in case you happen to need that, but odds are you probably won't. Let's just check to make sure. We got just about all the enemies on this map. Just about. But you know there are a few running around. For sure, there's definitely a few running around. Just, doing their own thing, I suppose. But hopefully not for long, because we're just gonna drop down into here. And here come the Barons. Let's burn them. Holy crap, let's burn them now. Because there are Rocketeers there. Let's not get hit by them, let's burn them too. Everything burns. All the time. Fire, fire, fire! Okay, cringe aside, we now have the yellow key. And we can just drop down into here. And look, there's some more shotgunners. Because why not? You know, why not? And some more enemies too. But, judging by that inflated enemy count, we are just about done with this level. Just about. But just in case you're doing a continuous playthrough, you can finally grab this mega pack. Nice. And that should be everything, so let's go. And with that, we are done with Titan of Industry, and what a challenging level it is. It is pretty damn tough, isn't it? Yes, it is, but it's still very doable. The hardest part that I found was the Crusher puzzle, because I quite honestly wasn't expecting it to actually crush me. I was just a few steps away from not being crushed there, but thankfully I didn't die. I just took a shit ton of damage, but hopefully that won't happen to you, and you should have more luck than me regarding movement around those. Oh well. It serves me right for trying to do conveyor puzzles. Conveyor crusher puzzles. Truly, truly cursed. But Yeah, this level, although it's pretty difficult, it is very rewarding to play, especially in a single segment playthrough as this one. Very rewarding indeed. I feel so satisfied to have completed this level on my first actual attempt of it. Well, recorded at least. And I'm glad you were here to share the experience with me. This level was really nice. It was a really pretty map. It showed off more interesting features of the Eternity engine. And I'm looking forward to the last two maps. But anyways, we are done with this video. Stay tuned for the next one where we go into map 6. But until then, toodaloo.